Hello, this is Horseplay Collectibles, but I'm not going to be talking about Briars right now or model horses. I am going to be talking about a diary about my essential tremors and my living with essential tremors, and also undergoing a procedure to hopefully that will eliminate most of my essential tremors for quite some time. And to start this kind of like video log that one will help those that are in the horse industry who meet me and wonder what the tremors and stuff are all about, as well as anybody who's curious or those who actually suffer from tremors, which include people with essential tremors and with Parkinson's. Now, my tremors are essential tremors, and it's not Parkinson's. Parkinson's is a debilitating disease in which the brain is actually degenerating, and that degeneration generally its side effect is tremors, and it affects a different part of the brain than those in essential tremors. Those people have tremors when they are still. They have restless legs and other symptoms. So I will not be going into that because that's not what I'm suffering from. What I suffer from is essential tremors. So when I move or handle stuff, so whenever my muscles are active, they tremor. And it's rhythmic, and yes, it affects my entire body. So, when I'm standing, when I'm sleeping, I'm fine, because I'm at rest. But with those that so if I can get my hands to rest on this paper, you can see they're absolutely still, So, but if I start to move them, and hold them taut, the tremors go. So that affects everything, including lately it's gotten into my vision because of the eyelids. When they're open, they're not at rest. Those eyelids actually tremor, and they make my eyeballs jiggle, and they interfere with my vision. And eventually my brain actually catches up and kind of compensates for that later in the day. But in the mornings, it's kind of tough to see a little bit. So when did this start? It started when I was in my early 20s. There would be a little bit of shaking when I would hold the phone or hold something excessively long for a little time. And I just thought, oh, that was different. And then it really started developing in my 30s to where it was very noticeable. There would be a light tremor everywhere else. It hasn't been until my 40s here where it has become detrimental in doing stuff. One thing is like trying to get a glass just single-handedly. I have to drink two-handedly to my mouth to drink water, or forbid any hot liquids. So I always have to hold two hands in order to drink. And that's going to rattle when I go down. Same thing with eating. Try to keep anything on my spoon, forget about soup, and get that in my mouth. I adapted to chopsticks back in my 30s when this started, and that happens too. Same thing goes with your handwriting. One of the tests that they do for essential tremors is to go up, relax on all your body, and try to do a swirl. And that is my swirl. I can't hold the camera, but can you draw a swirl? Same way? I'll hold the paper. That's how a normal person can do a swirl. So hopefully that explains a little bit about the essential tremors. It does come from my brain. There's a portion in the above the Abdullah Magala or whatever it is. I'm horrible with pronunciation, but basically the motor function part of the brain. There's a small section of it that actually is emitting a signal that is going to all my muscles going, and that signal is literally, you know, like if it had a sound, it would be ta 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 ta, you know, and then, you know, depending on how things are, sometimes it could be really fast, but it emits a constant signal whenever muscles are being used, and the muscles receive that signal, and over time they begin to respond to that signal. So, and that's how essential tremors are formed. So what am I going to do about it? Right now I've been taking medications for it, but as you can see, the medications are only so good, you know, and I'm moving beyond medications. So what's my next alternative is something called DBS surgery. And DBS stands for deep brain stimulation, in which they put 2 electrodes, and I will hopefully do some links to some videos, informational videos about it. 2 electrodes into the brain, 1 in each hemisphere to where that motor signal is coming from, and they will counteract that signal with a signal of its own. And that should, and essentially it cancels out the signal, and my muscles will no longer receive this rhythmic, and you can see that it is rhythmic on here, ticking from my brain. So, and that's ideally how it will go. I will be seeing my neurosurgeon this upcoming Thursday, May 16th. And his name is Dr. Nelson, and he works, the surgery will be done through Abbott Northwestern here in Minnesota. And yeah, I thought I'd start this diary as a progression to see from before, during, and after, to help people out and help people understand. One of the requisites for the surgery is that I will have to have all my hair gone, and my head will be shaved to prevent any infection. He's incredibly thorough, which I really appreciate about this doctor. And I will be able to give you more information about it. But it'll be probably about a month or 2 after I meet with this surgeon to where the surgery date will actually happen. So it is going to happen fairly quickly for me, given the circumstances. How I got to this point is I spoke, you know, before the medications and stuff, you have the tremors, you talk to your general physician. Your general physician will refer you to a not a neurosurgeon, what is it called? A neurospecialist, somebody who specializes in the brain and stuff. For me, it was neurological, and they've been observing me for, almost 10 years now, and helping me out with my tremors. And what they will do is they'll run tests on you. They'll do a CT scan, make sure, you know, is it Parkinson's, is it essential tremors? And then, then they will refer you to a specialist, which will work with you in prescribing medications to help, you know, get these under control. And generally in the beginning, medications do work. Mine did work for a while, and now I've grown beyond them. And, you know, essential tremors tend to be more severe in women than it is with men, statistically. And it is also inherited. My father does have essential tremors, and he is 83 now, And he is, one of the reasons what made me decide to get the surgery is I finally moved beyond his severity at age 83 with his tremors. So my tremors are no worse than his. And I am 49, to be specific about my age. So I have a ways to go for my tremors to continue on developing and interfere with my life. So I have decided to go forward with the surgery. And yeah, what I will be doing then is keeping up a diary log as I am here, to let you guys know, what it is I suffer from and how it goes about as far as the progression here. If it has been successful, and I hope it helps a whole lot of people understand what essential tremors is and who they are. If you want to look up as far as a person who is very famous who had essential tremors, Katharine Hepburn is a famous actress from the 1950s and 40s who suffered from essential tremors even before there was drugs or any kind of surgical help for it. And if you look onto her videos and stuff, you can see how it affected her and her daily life. So if you have any comments, feel free to put them on the bottom below, and I'll hopefully try to answer them as quickly as I possibly can. Otherwise, hey, thank you for dropping in and listening. And yeah, have fun horsing around. I know I do. And take care, guys. Bye-bye.